Divine Dogs. The Divine Dogs are the only Shikigami automatically granted to a Ten Shadows user, making them the foundation of the entire technique. They function as tracking and combat units, capable of locating cursed energy, people, or specific targets across terrain. Their senses are heightened beyond human perception, allowing them to operate independently while still acting in alignment with the user's intent. In combat, they attack with coordinated speed and precision rather than raw power. The two dogs exist as separate entities, White Divine Dog and Black Divine Dog. A defining rule of the Ten Shadows technique applies here. When a Shikigami is completely destroyed, it can never be summoned again. However, its power does not disappear. Instead, its abilities are inherited by another Shikigami. When the White Divine Dog was destroyed, its strength, speed, and cursed energy output transferred into the Black Divine Dog. This inheritance creates Divine Dog Totality. Totality is significantly stronger than either original dog, possessing drastically enhanced physical power and attack speed. It is capable of damaging opponents with extreme durability, including special grade curses. Totality demonstrates how the Ten Shadows technique rewards sacrifice and progression, turning loss into exponential combat growth rather than simple depletion. Nue. Nue is an aerial Shikigami specialized in mobility, reconnaissance, and lightning-based offense. It is capable of sustained flight, allowing the user to traverse terrain, reposition mid-battle, or gain vertical superiority over opponents. Nue can also relay information from above, making it an effective scouting unit that expands the user's awareness far beyond ground-level perception. Electrified curse energy flows through Nue's wings and body, enabling it to discharge lightning on contact or through ranged strikes. This electricity can stun, burn, or disrupt curse techniques, making Nue effective against fast or evasive opponents. While its raw physical durability is not exceptional, its speed and aerial positioning compensate by making it difficult to hit. Nue's true potential is revealed when amplified by overwhelming cursed energy. When summoned by an exceptionally powerful user, its size and output increase dramatically, allowing it to rain lightning across wide areas rather than single targets. This demonstrates that Nue scales directly with the user's cursed energy capacity, transforming from a utility-focused summon into a large-scale battlefield control weapon. Toad. Toad is a support-oriented Shikigami defined by its massive size and long, powerful tongue. Its primary function is restraint and extraction rather than direct damage. The tongue can wrap around enemies, objects, or allies with high precision, allowing the user to immobilize targets or pull allies out of danger instantly. This makes Toad extremely effective in chaotic or multi-opponent encounters. The Shikigami can also transport people by holding them inside its mouth, protecting injured allies, or repositioning them without requiring physical contact from the user. This ability is especially valuable in situations where approaching an ally directly would expose the sorcerer to lethal risk. Toad operates quickly and autonomously once summoned, responding to threats the user may not have time to react to. Beyond its base form, Toad is also compatible with combination techniques. It can be temporarily fused with other Shikigami through the Ten Shadows extension technique, enhancing its mobility or utility. These combinations do not destroy the original Shikigami and allow the user to adapt Toad's function depending on the battlefield. Great Serpent. Great Serpent is a high-speed restraint Shikigami designed for sudden captures and combo setups. It manifests as a massive snake that erupts from the ground or shadows, wrapping around targets before they can react. Its primary role is not sustained combat, but immediate immobilization, making it ideal for opening attacks or interrupting enemy techniques mid-cast. The serpent's size and constricting force allow it to bind even physically powerful opponents, lifting them off the ground and restricting movement entirely. This creates guaranteed follow-ups for other Shikigami or direct attacks from the user. Because it can be summoned quickly and withdrawn just as fast, it excels in hit-and-run tactics rather than prolonged engagements. Once the Great Serpent is completely destroyed, it cannot be summoned again. However, like all Ten Shadows Shikigami, its power does not vanish. Its attributes are inherited by other Shikigami through Totality fusions, contributing to more advanced and lethal combinations later in the technique's progression. If that inheritance rule just rewired how broken Ten Shadows actually is, subscribe, like the video, share it with a fellow sorcerer, and hit hype if it's there so YouTube stops hiding this curse knowledge. Max Elephant. Max Elephant is a high-cost Shikigami built around overwhelming mass and area control rather than speed or precision. Upon summoning, it manifests with immense physical weight, immediately exerting pressure on the surrounding environment. Its presence alone can collapse structures or restrict movement in confined spaces, making it effective in corridors, rooms, or enclosed battlefields. The Shikigami's defining ability is its water discharge. Max Elephant can release massive volumes of water from its trunk, instantly flooding the area and disrupting footing, visibility, and breathing. This ability is not elemental manipulation in the traditional sense, but a physical release of stored mass, turning terrain itself into a weapon. The flooding effect can force opponents into predictable movement patterns or push them out of advantageous positions. Because of its extreme curse energy consumption, Max Elephant can typically be summoned only once or twice per battle by most users. This limitation reinforces its role as a tactical trump card rather than a repeat-use summon. When wielded by someone with vast cursed energy reserves, its raw impact and environmental damage scale significantly, elevating it from support utility to destructive force. Rabbit Escape. Rabbit Escape is a diversion-focused Shikigami that summons an overwhelming swarm of rabbits rather than a single combat entity. Its purpose is not damage, but visual obstruction and positional chaos. The sheer number of rabbits instantly fills the battlefield, blocking sightlines, overwhelming perception, and masking the user's exact location. The rabbits possess no meaningful offensive power and are easily destroyed individually. However, their value comes from quantity and persistence. While an opponent is forced to clear through the swarm, the user can reposition, retreat, or prepare another technique without being directly targeted. This makes Rabbit Escape especially effective against physically dominant opponents who rely on direct pursuit. Because Rabbit Escape does not rely on strength, it remains useful regardless of the opponent's durability or power level. It converts time and attention into safety, which is often more valuable than raw damage. This Shikigami exemplifies the Ten Shadows technique's strategic depth, proving that control and misdirection can outweigh brute force. Round Deer. Round Deer is a support-type Shikigami that utilizes reverse curse technique, making it fundamentally different from most offensive summons. Its cursed energy output generates positive energy, allowing it to heal wounds and restore damaged bodies. This includes healing severe injuries that would normally require advanced sorcerer intervention, turning Round Deer into a mobile recovery unit on the battlefield. Beyond healing, Round Deer's most dangerous trait is its ability to neutralize cursed techniques. The positive energy it emits disrupts and cancels the cursed energy flowing through an opponent's technique on contact. This allows it to dismantle complex abilities instantly, including durable constructs or layered cursed effects that would otherwise be extremely difficult to break. This neutralization effect makes Round Deer exceptionally valuable against technique-reliant opponents. It does not overpower attacks through force, but by erasing the energy sustaining them. In high-level combat, this turns Round Deer into a hard counter rather than a support tool, capable of collapsing entire strategies in seconds. Piercing Ox. Piercing Ox is a charge-based Shikigami defined by linear movement and escalating destructive power. Once summoned, it moves exclusively in a straight line, unable to change direction or adjust its path. This limitation is intentional. As its strength increases, the longer it is allowed to charge forward uninterrupted. The Shikigami's power scales with distance and time. The farther Piercing Ox travels, the greater its speed, mass, and impact force become upon collision. If not stopped early, it can strike with catastrophic force capable of blowing through high durability defenses and heavily damaging opponents far above its apparent weight class. Because of its predictable trajectory, Piercing Ox functions as a delayed impact weapon rather than a reactive summon. It forces opponents into immediate decision-making. Interrupt it early or suffer a massively amplified strike. This makes it especially effective when paired with distractions or restraints that prevent enemies from stopping its charge. Tiger Funeral. Tiger Funeral is one of the least understood Shikigami in the Ten Shadows technique, as it has never been fully manifested on screen in an independent form. Its existence is confirmed through partial appearances within advanced fusions, indicating that it possesses significant combat-oriented attributes. Unlike utility-based summons, Tiger Funeral is implied to be a physically dominant entity, designed for direct confrontation. Tiger Funeral's importance becomes clearer when examining the Totality fusion. Its incorporation into advanced combinations dramatically increases offensive output, implying that its base form contributes exceptional physical stats. Even without full direct confirmation, its placement among the final Shikigami indicates it is one of the technique's most dangerous components. Mahoraga. Divine General Maharaga is the final and most dangerous Shikigami of the Ten Shadows technique, and no user in history has ever fully tamed it. Unlike other Shikigami, Mahoraga does not rely on a fixed ability set. Its defining trait is adaptation. Upon being struck by an attack, Maharaga analyzes the phenomenon behind it, and once the wheel above its head completes a rotation, it becomes resistant or immune to that exact effect. This adaptation is not limited to curse techniques alone. Maharaga can adapt to physical damage, energy-based attacks, spatial effects, and even abstract mechanics such as cutting itself. Each rotation of the 8-handled wheel signifies a completed adaptation, allowing Maharaga to recover instantly and continue fighting as if the attack never occurred. Repeated exposure accelerates this process, meaning prolonged combat only makes him stronger and harder to kill. Maharaga is also an offensive threat. Once adapted, it can actively counter techniques it has analyzed, striking in ways specifically designed to bypass an opponent's defenses. Combined with its immense physical strength and the Sword of Extermination, he becomes a self-evolving weapon. Defeating it requires overwhelming destruction in a single decisive strike before adaptation can occur.